Humility is one of, if not the most important characteristic that Jesus wants for us as his people and Christians. But humility is an interesting thing. I think in today's society we have reduced humility to one concept, but in Christianity it has many facets to it which we need to talk through. One of those facets is this: if you are a humble person, you realize that you don't know everything and you need to be taught. You need to be open to new things that God reveals to you because you're not God yourself. You don't know it all. A humble person is willing to understand new things that God shows them. We see that in John chapter 9, where Jesus is with the Pharisees and a man born blind. And the Pharisees are upset because Jesus heals that man. And Jesus heals him on the Sabbath. And according to the Jewish religious leaders, the Pharisees, they say that you shouldn't heal on the Sabbath. They held tightly to that Sabbath principle and their own interpretation of it. But Jesus says, this man should have been healed. It's a good thing that it happened. And yes, we are supposed to keep the Sabbath holy for God. But that doesn't mean not healing a man who needs it. That is a godly thing in itself. So we need to be open to what God is showing us in the moment and not hold so tightly to our own interpretations. That was the error of the Pharisees. But we can also have another error. I think that in this day and age, most people think that humility is only the fact that you are open to new things and that you're willing to say that you don't know everything. That's true, but that's one facet of humility. And we need to keep that facet of humility in tension with something else. It's called a dialectic. When you have two things that seem to be opposed, but if you don't hold the truths of both of them, then you can go off the rails. We're supposed to be humble and say that we don't know everything. But it's dishonoring to God if we don't hold on to the things which he has taught us. He's taught us things and he wants to hold on to those as truth. If we think that we're just supposed to be open to new things, then we think that truth itself is a myth, and that's not what God told us. Jesus says, I am the truth. But if you hold on to your own interpretation too tightly, then you go the opposite way, and you're not open and humble that God is going to show you new things that you need to see. We need to hold those things in tension, otherwise we go off the rails. Jesus didn't come into the world and say, I have come that you may not ever really know anything, and you don't really know what people are really saying because there's an insurmountable hermeneutical distance between you and them, and you can never really know objects for what they are and their essences, and therefore everything is just sort of up for grabs and believe whatever, blah, 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 blah. It's not what Jesus said. He said, I have come and I am the truth, follow me. And he also said, go therefore into all the world and make disciples of all nations, teaching them what I have taught you. He wants us to teach what he himself has taught. We just need to do it in the right way, with the spirit of humility, not holding on to our own interpretations too tightly, so that we have both of these things in the proper tension. How do you do that? I don't know the ultimate answer to that. If I did, I would make $1 million on the best-selling book out there. But I know that it lies in this: constant and consistent communication with God. God, tell me what your truth is, and God, in each moment, tell me how to apply it and how tightly to hold on to it in each circumstance. And Lord, tell me what you're doing that is new, and show me my blind spots that I might truly see what you're doing. Constant communication with God to hold that dialectic intention so that we can serve Jesus and be humble and bring forth his kingdom.